Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Good afternoon, Jeffrey Combs, 2 for Tuesday. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, end of July here, July 27th or January 27th. January 27th, 2026. Topic for today's Facebook Live is manifesting on command. If you have not looked up the word manifest or manifesting, look up the origin of the word in Latin, manifestus. And there is the goddess manifestus that it was named after, and it comes from Greek lore, the word. It is command, it is to create, and it has to do with hands. And then a ship's manifestation is the cargo, the ship's manifest is a log of all passengers and all cargo. So as you have a better understanding of the two definitions of manifest, in our world in spirituality, manifest is manifestation, is to be able to create and to be creative. So creativity and innovation are going to be two keys to your ability to manifest. And then the term manifest on command, it means right now. It means thought, idea, and then solution or result. Thought, idea, result. I mean, it's like this. So you think of someone, you call them, and they say yes. That's manifestation. That's creation on command. And that's the ability to separate your feelings from the events that shape them. That's letting go of the trauma, brain fog, and then the analytically egoic mind that thinks, processes, rationalizes, gets ready, holds on to a set of circumstances and feelings to create the same outcome, which is the payoff. And when you continue to live in that energy, you will not be manifesting. What you'll be doing is procrastinating and avoiding. And as you no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings, and you're separating your feelings from the events that shape them, then you are in manifestation process. And that begins the process. So it comes feeling, idea, action, result. And so this can all happen like this. I've thought of someone before, called them, and then they hired me to be their coach, all within a very short period of time, sometimes as little as 5 minutes. And that can be you as well. Manifest is speed. Now, if you don't live in the speed of it because you think, process, rationalize, and analyze, get ready, it's important that you're able to breathe, release, and let go and be able to manifest. And so that's idea, action, reality. That would be the speed of manifestation. And this is also synchronicity, synchrodestiny, where when is a coincidence, and when is it synchronicity and or synchrodestiny? Well, that's for you to determine, because it's, once again, it's thought reaction, thought response. So reaction is a thought, and you have a thought and you go into fight or flight and you overwhelm yourself, or you have a thought feeling and you go into responsibility, and you go into the action phase of it, which is repetition, experience, result. And this is in the reticular activating system. This is you begin to move into higher levels of acceptance, willingness, and then you're in gratitude and forgiveness. You're going to have this happen more frequently, and that brainwave state that you're now accessing is called gamma. And this is when your body begins to really relax. You're not in any panic. You're not in fight or flight. You feel like you're in the flow, and you're in the hands-free zone. And this is when manifestation will happen more frequently, and you can virtually become skilled enough that you can manifest on command. So you can think about a car, you go straight to the parking lot, the car lot, and that car is there and you buy it. I mean, you manifested it. You can do this in multiple ways in your life. It's clarity, vision, action, result. And so you can put that sequence together for you, and you'll be amazed at what will begin to happen in your life, because people will begin to show up, parking spaces are available. I mean, your law of attraction improves, and you are manifesting on command. And so on the syllabus that I sent out on the live today, on the Facebook Live here, so that it is manifestation on command on the email. Here's the 7 bullet points of it. Manifesting is a skill set right there. So skill. Now, I'm very skilled at manifestation. That is creativity when it comes to contracting, home building, projects, artwork, rehabbing cars. I am very skilled at being able to see the outcome before it finishes. And I'm also a very detailed person. So if I rehab a car, that car is going to look like it came out of the showroom. And I have a detailed process of what I go through to be able to bring that car to showroom quality. But I do that in many areas of my life. And that's the details, the process, the vision, the clarity, and then the acumen to be able to create the outcome, vendors, contractors, and then all the details myself. I'm also very skilled at detailing cars, detailing furniture, detailing homes. And so that the details are also a vision process. But if you're in a loop and you're stuck and you're thinking, you're processing, you're behind on your dishes, behind on your laundry, behind on your taxes. I mean, I just got a tax statement. I just had a email from my attorney, and I just did it like that, and it's in process. My taxes will be done in the month of February, when most people's taxes aren't even done that year. A large percent of the population avoids taxes because of their perceived pain, and they get behind year after year after year, and they live in this overwhelmed, overweight, I'm behind state of consciousness, stuffing feelings, living in unresolved anger, which anger, hate, frustration, resentment, and then disappointment. So that's the faces of anger, and your ability to manifest will be shut down because you're too angry or you're too emotional to be able to let go. Well, that keeps you in the payoff. Now we have in our brain right here, we have a reticular activating system, RAS, reticular activating system, and it's an emotional engine that searches for a familiar feeling. So the reticular activating system does not search for truth unless you are a truther. And if you live in an overwhelmed state, your reticular activating system will continue to seek that which is familiar, and so you'll be back in the same emotional loop, recreating the same situation to fulfill the same set of feelings. And unfortunately, that's where most people reside. So the breakthrough process begins by being present, being here, being now, looking at the situation for what it is, focusing on the solution today, not worried about the end of the month, focusing on the results right now, focusing on the exercise today, focusing on your diet today. And if you ate breakfast today, here's the tip: stop eating breakfast. The 3 square meals that we have been groomed to eat, well, you want to start to fast. I mean, 36 hours of fasting gives the body time to heal. We were groomed by the Rockefeller Foundation to eat 3 meals a day. Now just factor what that's done since the 20s. Over 150 years ago, society only ate typically 2 light meals a day. And if you see just what's happened since the 70s, how America has blown up because of the food they consume, the medicine they use, and the concoction combination of that, what it's done to the health of America, high blood pressure, all these situations that people live in. Well, you don't want to be that mind-body connection that lives in that trauma, drama, brain fog, overwhelm. And it inhibits your ability to manifest. Manifestation, once again, is the creativity, the innovation, the ability to produce the results that creates the outcome that you seek. And so this is why so many people avoid prospecting, because of the associated pain with that process. And you'll encounter people who pathologically lie to you in that process. They tend to tell you they're going to do something in the future that they don't do. And you'll encounter that if you're a sales professional. You'll see it thousands and thousands of times. And these people aren't rejecting you. They're delaying whatever it is they're delaying. And it's your responsibility to understand that and then breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body. Breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body. So Bob Campbell, good to see you this afternoon. Topic for today's Facebook Live is manifestation. If you get a chance today, look up manifest or manifestation in Latin, manifestus, and there's a possibility you will see the goddess of manifestus. It was named after, it's in Greek, Italian lore, where manifestation comes from. Also, a ship's manifest, it's not the same. The ship's manifest is a log of all cargo and all passengers. And so it's the record of. Now, manifestation is not a record. Manifestation is creativity in our world, in the spiritual world, and in being able to manifest is being able to create the outcome. That it will be hindered when you live in anxiety, fear, and doubt, because the lower self-ego worries about the future and regrets the past and lives in a panic pattern, frequently relapsing over and over to fulfill the neurochemical craving of being emotionally addicted to a set of feelings, set of circumstances, set of people that the ego has challenges letting go of. So even in a trauma bond, many people are not able to let go of the relationship because they will say, I'm not sure if I can make it on my own. Well, how well are you doing right now? Or many people will not leave a marriage that's highly dysfunctional and they'll say, I'm staying for the children. Well, you're not doing the children any big service or favor because they're going to grow up being an adult child of two addict alcoholics, if that is you. And this is why it's important that you learn to accept where you are, be willing to create the changes, be grateful for where you are, practice a simple forgiveness by letting go, making amends to people who you harmed or hurt, or making amends yourself for the shame you've held on to, and begin to live in higher consciousness and letting go. This allows you to begin to manifest your reality, because now you can start to dream again, or for the first time. Now you can start to have a vision about the outcome you seek to create. I looked up a sports card yesterday that I had not looked up for months, and voila, there it was. I mean, I looked it up. It had not been available on the market for years, and voila, there it was, and I manifested and purchased on command. What many people do not do is they have opportunities and they delay the opportunity to purchase, to buy, to carpe diem, to seize the day. They put it off in the future. And you will see that many of your prospects, teammates, and people in your circle of influence will continue to do this. And this is why so many people have challenges producing results in a relaxed body. A body in fight or flight is a body holding on in the reticular activating system to a set of circumstances and feelings based on unresolved events. Those traumas are sexual, physical, emotional, generational, and then the NWO, New World Order, that is the trauma-based mind control that is happening in today's world. I mean, just mention the word Minneapolis today in the world, and it has a different significance than the Minnesota Vikings or the Minnesota Twins, which I grew up with. Minnesota today, going back to 2020 to 2026, it's a whole different context. And the body can go into fight or flight just with that one word, which is the city in a state of Minnesota, because it has a whole different meaning to the body in today's world. What it means in today's world for most people is conflict, big government. I mean, all of this. So this is how the body reacts to the stimulus. As you have a deeper understanding of letting go and understand that you have a reticular activating system that searches for a familiar feeling called the reticular activating system, driven by the amygdala, which is an almond-sized gland that will shrink in fight or flight, anxiety, fear, and doubt, and trauma the body holds on to. As you begin to let go, the amygdala goes back to its original size. The prefrontal cortex begins to go back to its original context. Your hippocampus, which is short, long-term memory, your memory can begin to improve because you're lifting the brain fog, so that you are no longer the mind-body connection, the events that shape the feelings, which allows you to take the glasses off and see clearly the outcome that you seek to create. That fog begins to clear, and your vision, which was once 2015, now becomes 2020. And you can see the vanishing point, the horizon line. You can see the future that hasn't happened. Instead of worrying about the future, you can begin to create your future. Instead of worrying about the future, you can manifest it on command. My name is Jeffery Combs, President and Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. If you are on today's Facebook Live, it's the end of January. So if you've never coached with me or are a repeat client, reach out to me. I have a unique marketing proposition for you. And for a few of you, it will be a 2-for-1 offer. So if you reach out relatively quickly, I will be able to offer that to you in a relaxed body. Breathe, release, and let go. And I'll see you here next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good afternoon.